Welcome to From Beyond with your host, Glenn Boddice. Join me as we explore spirituality, self-help, and channeling spirit. Hello and welcome to From Beyond with your host Glenn Boddice, spiritual medium. Thank you once again for tuning in for another very interesting deep dive conversation, as in this week's show we're going to be discussing the topic of the importance of spiritual downloads. Also in this week's show we have the channeling from Spirit, which sees myself becoming a vessel in order for Spirit to bring their communications through and their wisdom. And then also in this week's episode we have this week's energy forecast reading, which will hopefully help you navigate the course of this week ahead. So let's get straight to it. As I say, we're going to be discussing the topic of the importance of spiritual downloads. So first of all, let's explore the fact that we're all changing. We're all expanding moments of consciousness. And in every second or nanosecond of our lives, we're all constantly evolving and changing differently. Now, with this being said, in order for us to progress, to grow and expand on our spiritual journey and also add value to our environment, the people that are in our lives, and the people that we touch with our words, with our thoughts, and with our actions, then this is where the importance of spiritual downloads come in. And so, as I say, we're constantly evolving, we're expanding. And in order to continue with that expansion, we need to let go of old elements that no longer serve us, and instead we need to focus upon the new elements, obviously, that are coming in, hence spiritual downloads. So what is in a spiritual download? Well, in my personal experience and what my guides have told me, there are DNA upgrades to our physical vehicle so that we can hold on to these high vibrational energy strands. As you know, I've said it many times before, we are all transmitters and receivers of energy and information. And so if we're working from an old, shall we say, set of DNA codes, then we may not be able to connect and open up with the new information that's coming in. So this is the importance of the DNA upgrades. This is my understanding, what my guides have said to me. And also we're given in these spiritual downloads knowledge beyond our limiting thought processes, knowledge beyond our current reality. And also with this, we're given some ascension keys, so information or codes that allow us to connect with higher vibrational frequencies and energy there as well. And this is all coming in a packet of information, energy coding there from not only our higher self, but our spirit guides, our helpers, and they're coming in this fashion. I'm going to go a little bit deeper on that, the way in which they come in, but I often like to use this analogy to describe the process to you. So imagine we all have electronic devices nowadays, don't we, such as a mobile phone. And with those mobile phones, to keep them up and running and at their optimum strength and power and usability, what you will find is you'll continually get a message, won't you? System upgrade, please switch off phone, upgrade all of this and information. And so this analogy I'd like to use in conjunction with how we are, as I say, a transmitter and receiver of energy there. So if, for example, if we were to have a phone and we didn't upgrade it, we wouldn't be able to latch on to those signals that are coming in from the ether so that we can call people and connect in with the internet, and also for the apps on our phone to be working fully functional with the app providers. So continually we have to upgrade our phone and the apps on it so that it is functioning at its optimal strength there. And also what you'll find, if your phone is full up with sort of photos, music, videos, data, information, it has a tendency to slow the operating system down of that handset, of that electronic device. And again, that would stop it from working at its full capacity, its full strength there. So with this analogy being said, if we relate this back to our physical body and our energetic body, this is what spiritual downloads are all about, because things are constantly evolving, constantly changing. In order for us to interact with them and connect in with those frequencies, in with that information, that knowledge, and those keys which allow us to access other realms, other dimensions, then this is why we go through the period of, or having this experience of spiritual downloads. It's to keep us current. It's to keep us working at our optimal frequency, our optimal level there, so that we can interact with the universe, our spirit guides, our helpers, and also link in to that higher version of ourselves, the higher soul part of ourselves, so that we can function on our timeline and we can flow a lot more easier with ease and grace there. So that's my definition of spiritual downloads, and why it is important that we allow them to come in. And I use this term, allow them, because as you know, we all have free will. We have that choice whether to let these things in or to ignore them and just carry on. And what you will find, that when you're not allowing them to come in, you will feel rather peculiar, you'll feel a little bit alienated, and again, you won't get that inspiration. You'll feel almost, I would say, numb inside, numb. You're just going throughout life feeling numb without sort of playing a role in it. That would be my personal experience of not being open to receiving spiritual downloads. Because at one time I was in a time in my life where I was kind of shut off to a lot of these new vibrations and energies coming in, and I felt like a shell of a person. I didn't feel like I was fully alive and living at my best, until I then worked on myself. I raised my vibration, my consciousness, and then that allowed me then to be in a position to receive and be open to receiving these spiritual downloads there. But what I did notice and I still notice now, when the spiritual downloads are coming in or about to come in, you'll start to feel a little bit lethargic, a little bit tired, when you have no reason to feel tired. You know, you're getting your night's rest, you're not overexerting yourself, yet you're still feeling tired. And also you'll have this inclination to start and have cat naps, or disco kips, as some people would call them. In the afternoon, you'll find yourself just almost as if somebody's taken the batteries out of you there. And what this also feels like is, all of a sudden you could be talking in a conversation with somebody, and it's like your eyes begin to close down, and what you're hearing them say sounds a bit like this, and it goes all blurry, and you kind of zone out. So yeah, this is the first sign, I would say, that spiritual downloads are coming in, and these ascension codes are coming in. You know, it's shutting that element of the mind down, of the body down, so that you're in a space, a bit like I say, using the mobile phone analogy, where the phone has to turn itself off in order for these new codes to be programmed in, and then when you turn the phone back on, it's like up and running again at its full strength. It's a similar thing, I would say. But I would also say, with this process, now many of you may think, oh, it's just me being silly. I want to say, don't resist. When you feel that tiredness, when you feel those cat naps coming on, know that this is a sign of spiritual downloads coming in. So don't resist it. Obviously, do it sensibly. I'm not saying when you're driving or operating machinery that you, for a moment, decide to have a cat nap. No, obviously, you'll do it respectfully there, won't you? So when you're in a safe place to do this, don't resist. allow yourself to go with this energy where it's taking you. I would say observe how you're feeling, observe your emotions, also observe your thinking at the point of this occurring there. And then if you can, after, either before, during, or after the experience of the spiritual ascension codes coming in, either make some mental notes, or you can take voice notes, or you can write them down, or put them in your mobile phone or something like that digitally, just so that you know that next time when it occurs, you understand the process a little bit more clearly, and you understand the importance of it, because you'll get to see how you were before, how you were during, and how you are afterwards, and you'll be amazed. Sometimes it works very subtly. Other times it's a massive dramatic shift, depending upon what you need to learn, understand, and what you need to allow in to your current reality, so that you can work more efficiently on your soul's path there. But in spiritual downloads, what you will find, what I've experienced, is this is where you get that inspiration coming in. This is where you get those ideas that you would have never have thought of until you went into this this acceptance stage of receiving this information. You'll also receive some guidance there, either from your higher self or even your spirit guides and helpers there. And it's just a beautiful place to be in, because I've had, like I say, I do a lot of spiritual products, and I produce, as you know, meditations, affirmational work, and also books there as well. And it's in these moments when I allow myself to go into this stage of willingness for these spiritual downloads to come in. This is where I get all the inspiration, where I get shown images in my mind's eye, where I then get a feeling. And then all of a sudden I get this knowledge that I didn't know prior to having that experience about that product that Spirit would like me to produce and bring into the physical realm. So it all comes in for me when I take that time out. And like I say, I know that I've got to take that time out when I'm starting to feel lethargic, even though I've got loads of energy. So I trust it, and I allow this process to unfold. And the amazing things that come in, and the guidance as well that comes in for your own personal life, which will help you maybe make more positive life choices, whereas before you wasn't in a place mentally, emotionally, or physically to make them. So it's very important that you take this time to embrace this new information that's coming in as well. But what you will find as well is, in some circumstances, your personality will change as a result of you being open to receiving these upgrades, these ascension codes, and these spiritual downloads. And a lot of your friends or family might start to notice these subtle changes within your personality. I'll give you an example of this. You may be more attentive to people. You may be listening more. You may be holding back, reserving judgment, whereas before you was very judgy towards people, judgmental. You may be have allowed that part of you to desist. Also, they may observe the fact that you're using different sorts of vocabulary. Your choice of words that you're using has changed. And it's almost as if you've swallowed a dictionary, so to speak. You're more sort of versatile with the language that you use in day-to-day conversation. And some of your friends and family may pull you up on this and say, what? Yes, what? I've never heard you say that word before. You know, you'll hear a lot of that. Excuse me. When you're going through these ascension codes, like I say, your personality will change. Even your likes, your dislikes will start to change as well. The way that you carry yourself will also change. And again, people will notice this. They'll see that you have an aura, a glow about you. Around your facial expressions look different. You have an uplift about you. And even in the way that you walk and hold yourself that way. You'll have more confidence. You'll walk into a room and it will have a certain sort of energy around you when you walk into that room that people didn't notice you before. Maybe you was, as we would describe, a wallflower or camouflaged. You would hide into the background. You didn't want to be noticed. You'd just skulk into a room, sit down, and no one would even know that you've walked in and sat down. Well, with these ascension codes, people will start to notice you more when you walk into the room. Before you even arrive, there will be a presence. There will be a shift in vibration, a shift in energy. And like I say, this is because you've received those downloads and you've embraced them, and they've been installed into your physical, energetic, and emotional and mental body there. So there will be a hidden depth that will be coming to the surface when you start to embrace these spiritual downloads. Also, can I say, trust what you are feeling as you're going through this process. Now, for some, it may feel like a bit of a struggle, a bit of a wrestling match, as you're clinging on to the old energies that have maybe led you to this position in your life that has allowed you to receive these energy downloads. And just so trust what you're feeling and just allow the process to unfold. And you will personally notice some subtle changes within your personality. Also the way that, like I say, you carry yourself. It will start to become a little bit more obvious to you. Don't fight it. This is for your soul's evolution. It's for the greater good of the universe. And just allow yourself to flow with that vibration. But also, with this being said, you need to make sure that you're looking after your own mental, emotional, and physical bodies. Now, what I'm talking about here is checking in with yourself as often as possible. You know, why am I having that thought? Why is that thought on loop in my mind? Surely that's not healthy. Surely I need to let that go and exchange that thought for something better, something more high vibrational that is in alignment with who I am now, because I've received these codes that have come in. You also will notice that as you're looking after yourself emotionally as well, you will no longer be triggered by circumstances, by people's words and actions. You'll just see it as it being their business, their energy, and not your own. Because you're aware of, if you are to focus upon that situation or those energies, that it will latch on to you and pull your vibration down, again lowering your vibration, and so it's undoing a lot of the hard work that you've allowed to come in. And I say allowed to come in with these ascension codes. All of these codes will be undone if you focus on the emotional upheaval in and around you. So you'll be more aware of that. And also your physical health. Obviously your physical body is a vehicle for your soul to carry around, to travel around in this third dimensional reality. And so you're wanting it to be at its optimal. So you get inclinations to maybe go out for long walks in nature, or maybe start going to the gym or doing more physical exercise, even watching the foods that you eat and noticing that certain foods that you once enjoyed are now triggering your health and making you feel a little bit more low par. Now, this is all because your vibration has changed, the ascension upgrades have come in, and it's placing you in a higher timeline in terms of frequency, in terms of energy. So everything will be changing in and around yourself. So be aware of that. And also don't be afraid of making these changes, again, in your mental, emotional and physical health there, as it will be for the greater good of not just yourself, but those around you in doing so. Also, you'll notice that you'll start to act from a place of non-resistance. So I'm talking about maybe in the past where change has come into your life and you've kind of already made the decision in your mind, no, that's not for me. I'm not doing that. No, I'm happy where I am, what I'm doing. I've always done this. I've done this for 30 odd years. I'm not going to change now. So what you will notice when you've got these ascension codes installed into you is that part of you will then start to dissipate, and you'll be more relaxed and open to these new vibrational shifts and changes in your life. There will be no more resistance within you. You will just accept, you will flow, and you'll know that it's for the greater good of your own life and the lives of those around you. Also, the expansion of the universe there as well. So that will also be noticed by your friends, family, loved ones, the people that are around you. So don't let that trigger you. If you hear any negative remarks or feedback, just go with the flow and just allow yourself to tread this new path that you've allowed yourself to walk on. Also, put your new inspirations, your ideas, the guidance that you've received into action, into your physical life. Now, it takes a great deal of courage to do this because it's that next step forward, isn't it, on your pathway? So what I would say is to trust your intuition, the feeling you get. Some people call it the gut instinct. You'll get an instinct when to utilize these new inspirations that have come in the form of spiritual downloads. I gave you the example earlier when, for example, I've received lots of information about the products that Spirit would like me to produce and bring into the form of the physical world. And so there was one project in particular that I did many, many years ago. And it kind of sat around on the shelf. I did it, and my guides, the inspiration wasn't there to actually release it officially. And, I waited quite a lengthy period of time until that inclination was there to release it and put it out there. And upon doing it, it was very well received. It is helping people to this very day to heighten their vibrations. And so I would say there's divine timing at place, and you're connecting with divine timing if you listen to your intuition and trust, and then put those inspirations, that guidance that you've received in these spiritual downloads into play, into your life and into the lives of others there. So just observe how you're feeling. You'll get a feeling when you know something is right, and you'll know exactly what to do because you've already been given the information. It's about just having that level of trust and putting that best foot forward there. We've mentioned this already, but in order to ascend and flourish with these new spiritual downloads, again, you have to release some of these old versions of yourself, maybe some old belief systems, maybe some old experiences that you went through that have been holding you back all this time, stopping you from shining so bright in your life. Well, it's time to recognize that those parts of you are no longer serving your greatest good on this new pathway that you're walking. And so there will be a period of time, again, where you'll have to go inwardly and do the inner work, some self-reflection. And these elements of your life may come up and replay in your mind, a bit like a film. Just allow yourself to observe that film. You'll get the emotions attached to those experiences. And then you're wanting to just release them, let them go. And you do this by not ignoring them. If you ignore these little films, clips, or experience of your life playing out in the forefront of your mind, then this is you ignoring them, pushing them back down, so you're not dealing with them. But allowing them to play out is just what needs to happen. And so with you doing that, they will be naturally released to enable you to flourish in the new vibration of who you are in this present moment in time. Also, I want to say that making time for and peace for these spiritual downloads to come in. Now, this is an obvious one, isn't it? But what I'm talking about is we're all busy in life. We've all got responsibilities. And instead of making those excuses, I can't do that, I haven't got time, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing the other, then I would say grant yourself time and permission and space for these spiritual downloads to come in. Now they can come in many forms, in any location. And if you are a busy person, what you usually find is you'll get an inclination to be drawn towards nature, the woodland, water, or the natural state of the world. And you'll just get this intuitive hit that I don't know why, I need to go to that location. I just need to go. And obviously when you get that hit, trust it, follow it. When you get there, you'll start to feel a little bit different. Maybe you'll start to feel a little bit dizzy in that environment. You may also feel a little bit peculiar. So if this is the case, this is where these spiritual downloads will start to come in. So trust your intuition. Don't make excuses. For me personally, what does happen, I get a combination of that I've just described. As you know, I travel all over the place, different locations for different reasons, and I trust the intuitive hits that I'm getting on that. But also, most of the time, they will happen at home for me. I will just feel a little bit lethargic, and maybe the week that I'd planned, with work and everything, has taken a bit of a back step where some of the commitments have been let go of, and the universe has done that for me without any sort of influence from myself, in order to create this space for me to sit in that moment, in that present moment, and allow these downloads to come in. Now, on a human point of view, it can be very frustrating, particularly if you're like me. You like to have everything in order, very organized, and you have lots of projects on the go. And when you've got all of that running around your mind and on your agenda, you're thinking, well, I'm just sitting here doing nothing. But actually, in actual fact, as my guides have told me, in these circumstances, you are doing more than you realize, because you're allowing these new codes to come in, you're aligning with them, and you're letting go of the old version of yourself that's been stopping you from thriving in your life. So it's a very important and essential role that when you do get this inclination, that you take this time out, and no matter how frustrating it can be to the human part of yourself, just allow yourself to embrace, sit, and be in that present moment with yourself. And what you will encounter with doing this is that you'll start to get ringing in your ears, and it's like a high-pitched frequency, like a tzzz. It's hard to replicate with a human mouth here, but you understand my meaning. And you'll get this, and they'll happen for quick bursts, maybe 30 seconds to 1 minute in length. You'll start to feel a little bit dizzy, a little bit disorientated in your mind. Your mind will feel a little bit cloudy, where you're finding it difficult to concentrate on one thing. You'll also notice a level of tiredness as well. You'll feel increasingly tired, even though there's no cause to feel that sort of tiredness. And also some of these symptoms will involve you wanting or craving that time alone. And so if there's any invitations that come your way for social events or gatherings, you'll decline them, because you feel that vibration so strong that you have to be on your own at that moment in time. And again, these are all ascension symptoms where the spiritual downloads come in. So watch out for this, as it will be for your highest good. It will help not only you on your timeline, but it will also help humanity. It will help the universe as you embrace these new codes, inspiration, energy keys, and DNA reconfiguration downloads that are coming into your energetic and physical body. Like I said earlier, when I used the analogy of the mobile phone, if the mobile phone didn't constantly upgrade, it would be in a state of treading water. It wouldn't be able to interact as quickly. It wouldn't be able to be more efficient with its energy, with its usage of storing knowledge and capability of extracting knowledge and using it, putting it into action. So it's very important that we allow ourselves time to relax and receive these spiritual downloads that are wanting to be birthed into us. So now we're going to be moving into the next section of the show, which is this week's channeled section, which sees me becoming a vessel for Spirit to bring their wisdom and communications through. And what I have been finding over these last few weeks is that the amount of communicators that are wanting to come through and the very on-point information that they're bringing through that we can all adopt and maybe take into our own lives there, and maybe to use in accordance with us to expand our vibration so that we have a greater experience on our earthbound incarnation within our pathway there. So I've been finding a lot of the previous channelings over the last few weeks very insightful, very helpful. And also, I don't know about anybody else, but I really connect in with the frequency, the tone within the voice of the communicators that come through. I'm finding just allowing myself to bask in that energy, feeling the vibrations behind the information, has also made a substantial shift in my vibration. So I hope it has for everybody else that have been listening every week to the spirit communicators that come through. But I really enjoy it, and it seems to be getting a lot deeper with the content that they're sharing. So I'm very much looking forward to listening with you to this week's channeling from the world of spirit, and it's going to be interesting to see what they have to share with us in order to help us on our pathway this week. So anyway, sit back, relax, you grab a pen and paper if you want to take any notes for your own personal references, and enjoy this week's channeling from the world of spirit.
Contrary to belief, you are a fantastic piece of machinery interacting on multiple dimensional realities. And the sooner you come to that conclusion, the better, because a lot of you think lesser of yourself than what is required. And what we are saying is basically, you put yourself down, you believe in societal beliefs, you believe in all of the standardized conclusions of who you're supposed to be in your incarnation on the earth plane. And we're saying to you that you are greater and far bigger than you gave yourself credit for. For example, you have the ability to travel in all directions of time, in all dimensions of time. And this is something that's been drummed out of you, and you've forgotten that you have this capability and ability to do. And all of these things are capable through the insight and wisdom of your mind. The power of the mind and the power of the heart supersede any superficial self-deprecating belief systems upon your body. A lot of you put the emphasis on your physical body and looking beautiful and looking maintained and well-ripped and well looked after in that respect. And in many respects, we admire you for taking that time to look after the physical vehicle, as it does house your soul and your mind and your heart there. So we respect you in that format, but what we're telling you is to spend more time understanding about the truth of who you are, that you, as we say, can connect in any directions of time, in any dimension of time. And the way that you do this is by going within and allowing yourself some time to switch off from your present moment consciousness and going into a form of meditation or deep relaxation. And the way that you go into this is by practice and following breathwork procedures where you allow yourself to flow easily, steadily, quietening the mind of all its chatter and decluttering all of the nonsense that is permeating around the mind, focusing on the feeling of your heart chakra as well and expanding that energy far and wide. But what we would say to you, when you've reached this form of peaceful tranquility, using the gift of meditation and the breath work, that we would advise you then to set some sort of agenda and intention of where you would like to go and experience a bit similar to remote viewing. So once you set that intention, put it out there and relax without no perceived conception of what's going to unfold for you, then you can experience a world that you've never realized was available to you. You'll experience sight, sound, vision, smells, taste, touch. All of these facets are capable of experiencing through your mind. You do not need a physical body as such to experience this, because the mind is the receiver, and shall we say it interprets all of these senses. And so when you allow the mind to roam freely with intention, you can experience other planets, other realms, other dimensions, other versions of you. So it's something. We want to draw the analogy of a dream. When you've had a dream and it's felt so real, and again you've run, you've flown, you've tasted, you've touched, and done other things. This is you having an experience in an alternative dimension. And you can do this. You don't have to go into a sleep state reality in order to do this. You do it by relaxation, going within, and meditation. Now, one of the advantages of doing this is that you can look ahead in your own timeline, seeing any pitfalls, seeing any twists and turns that you would like to, shall we say, you would like to avoid on your timeline. You have the potential opportunity to visit your future versions of yourself, and then that will give you that foresight to make your own conclusions about what choice you're wanting to take in order to flourish on your own timeline. But you can also visit alternative universes, other planets, by tuning in and going within and listening and harnessing the mind and the heart, enabling you to do this. Now what we will say, we're giving you the idea now, we're setting the seed in your mind, but what we're saying is this is not something that happens with a flick of a switch. It takes deep practice, and you have to, first of all, declutter the mind of all the subconscious belief systems that have been implanted in that, to stop you having these experiences, to stop you realizing that you are greater and bigger than you've given yourself credit for up until this time. So when you've done that, you can then practice the art of meditation and silencing the mind, and having this conscious choice of this is what I want to experience through intention. But it's all right setting the intention, but you have to be open and willing for the experiences that you're going to experience in this alternate reality. So with this being said, great practice is needed for you to have the purest of experiences in these ultimate alternative dimensions. But we wanted just to touch base with you and let you know that you are all capable of having the opportunity of doing this. If you should wish to explore it further, we recommend regular meditation. We recommend that getting in nature will silence the mind and clear all the clutter. And also, this is the hardest lesson that you will ever have to face. Be okay about being wrong. And what we mean by that is all of the things that you've been taught and that you've learnt along the way on your timeline, on your path, a lot of it is absolute nonsense. It's holding you down. It's not allowing you to experience these alternate realities. So you have to be okay about being wrong. And that I learned that, but that wasn't the truth. That was incorrect. And when you're at a point on your vibrational timeline, your consciousness, where you can be okay about being wrong and just sit in that energy of what is vibration, then this is when these worlds will unfold to you. Now, what we would recommend when you've reached that stage is to keep some sort of diary where you can journal and log all of your adventures. what you will find a lot easier is that if you have a dictaphone or something similar, where you can record your vocalizations of your experience, and then you'll hear the excitement in your voice, you'll feel the frequencies in your experience through the voice, and also it won't give you that time to rethink and put it in the format of writing, so you're using the analytical mind. It will allow your experiences to flow in its purest form on the recording, so that you can listen back and analyze it further and do research if you so wish to do so. Like we say, this technique has parallels with remote viewing. It has similar techniques and principles to that, and so you will be able to follow the remote viewing principles, but you must put up your protection when you're doing this line of work. Any spiritual work, you must put up your protection. So bear that in mind. Don't just sit there and have an intention to go and see yourself in 5 years, because that could have implications on all those people and all those situations and scenarios around you. So you have to ask for protection from the highest order in order for you to do this. So we hope this information finds you well and gets you scratching the grey matter, and also wetting your whistle, so that you too can connect with the truth of who you are and go beyond the surface level of the human physicality, because that is who you truly are: divine essence, love, light, and wisdom. We thank you for listening for this broadcast, and we hope that it finds you well, to help you along with this journey into discovering your ultimate strengths and capabilities. We'd like to assist you by giving you a little bit of sound healing therapy to get you in the vibrational alignment to start your journey moving forward. We thank you for listening. Goodbye for now.
Another fantastic transmission there from the world of spirit. Really enjoyed this week. It was nice to hear emphasize that we're all multiple dimensional beings, and we're time travelers in many respects. We can go in any directions of time, any dimensions of time, and we can have some experiences there. Also, in order to have these, to clear our belief systems of what we perceive as being possible and impossible, will help us have a more clear, focused experience there. And also it allows us to tap into that inner wisdom that we may be denied over the course of our lives. It allows that inner wisdom to come to the surface once we create that space for it to come forward there as well. Switching off from all distractions as well, such as social media, maybe friends and family, maybe outside sources, community, environments, will allow us to have a more greater, deeper experience when we do take this time out there in order to explore ourselves as multiple dimensional beings. Obviously, to most it will be obvious, but meditation is the key in order for you to have this experience, and doing some very gentle and subtle breath work. And this is something that a lot of us tend to avoid doing because we're that busy in life. We find that we're breathing a little bit anxiously, so we're breathing quickly, in and out, quick breaths. So when you observe this within yourself, maybe this is an indication for you to focus on your breathing, slow it down, and slow that pace of life down a little bit will allow you to actually get ahead of the game slightly by going within, getting in touch with this inner wisdom, and also having the ability to go and see different versions of yourself and how they're playing out, which with what Spirit was saying, setting intentions, so where you want to observe, what you're wanting to observe before you go into this line of inquiry, again, into this meditative state where you can visit other versions and other dimensions there as well. So to where we want to travel dimensionally. So it's fantastic to hear them talk about this in this way. And also that all of our senses will be used in accordance for us to have a greater understanding, greater experiences, but they'll be used in conjunction with our mind, a bit like when we're in a dream state there and we're triggered by all of the sensations. That we're also encouraged to observe what we go through, as there will be lessons for us to learn and to accept what is without trying to change it. Journaling also giving us a greater understanding of where we've been and the symbolisms in the journey that we've taken by allowing ourselves to go into this experience there. And also, obviously, at the end there, I did enjoy the sound healing. I don't know about anybody else, but my ears were ringing. My throat chakra was moving around. My third eye was twitching. Also, my crown chakra was opening up. And then the middle of my spine, I felt like there was some energy being removed from that there as well. So all in all, I really enjoyed this week's. Anyway, we're going to move on to this week's energy forecast reading. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hello, my name is Glenn Boddice and I'm a spiritual medium, and welcome to this week's energy forecast reading for the week commencing Monday the 11th of March 2024. Now, those of you that have watched me do this before will know that I connect with my spirit guides and helpers and also link in with the wisdom of the Angel Tarot card. So I'm just going to shuffle the pack and allow a card to come out for this week's forecast reading. And right on cue, here's your card for this week's energy forecast reading. I'm now going to link into the vibration of this card. Right, well, first of all, my guides are telling me that watch out this week. You're going to be finding that you'll be releasing a lot of tension that you've been holding on to for quite a long period of time. And this will manifest with aches and pains in your muscles, in your joints, within your physical body. This is nothing for you to be concerned about in terms of your medical condition or medical health. This is simply energetic. It's just a releasement that's occurring and a purging, if you will, cleansing and healing your vibration in order for you to move out of your own way. As also this week, there's going to be a lot of opportunities. People are going to show more of an interest within you and what you do, and they're going to notice you more about who you are as a person and the value that you bring into the world. Whatever it is that you do, you'll be recognized for the achievements and the effort that you put in behind the scenes. Also, this week we'll see you watching your dietary system around your stomach area there, and you'll notice that you'll be feeling full more so for longer periods of time. And so this will prompt you not to eat as much this week because you will feel literally full. And this is, again, energy aligning with you. Also, the foods that you are consuming, you're not needing as much as perhaps what you think you need. And this is a massive change in your development with your vibration and your physical body coming into alignment there as well. I'm also being told watch out for your pineal gland, which is the third eye there. This is going to be also coming into activation. And the way that you'll know this is you'll be going into like a daydream state, and you'll be seeing like visions in your mind. You'll be getting ideas coming in this week there as well. And also you'll be actually allowing yourself to have permission to go with this vibration. Things that you've always wanted to achieve, things that you desire, that you want to have in your life now. What you will be finding is that your third eye pineal gland will be opening up and helping you visualize those things in order for you to connect with that vibration and start the manifestation process and bring it into your current reality. I do sense, though, that there's going to be some very important phone calls and communications with you all this week. And you haven't just got to react as out of a knee-jerk reaction saying, no, I can't do that, I'm ever so sorry. You've got to just let the information permeate with you, because I feel as though these interactions that you will have and you will receive this week are for your betterment, and they will be like a stepping stone that will help you move on to other areas in your life, bringing prosperity and opportunities coming in. So don't just say, no, I can't do that. Allow the vibration to permeate with you. So watch out for these communications. Also, I do feel yourself this week needing some time out, a little bit of rest for you, because the energies are getting too overwhelming for you. So you'll feel a natural instinct to get away from it all. Maybe this is just having a walk around the block in your dinner hour at work. It could even mean that it will see you making a plan or a journey to go solo, go somewhere by yourself there, just to recalibrate and just get that space in your head, in your vibration that you have been craving. Watch out also for family members showing a distinct dislike in the choices that you are making. Again, this is their vibration, not yours. So don't take this on a personal note. Connect with your truth, connect with your purpose, and go with the flow with that. So I'm going to turn over the card for you and go through this. The top of the card, it says 4 of fire. So I'd like you to research the angel number of number 4, as I feel that that is very prominent. And I'm also being shown, obviously, 4 corners there. So there's something that you need to, that you've overlooked, and you need to check. In terms of organizing something, check all 4 corners so that you've covered all bases. That's what I'm getting there. Fire to me represents passion in your life. It represents healing, clarity, light, warmth, and new beginnings there as well. So watch out for all of these things coming into your vista this week. At the bottom of the card, it reads prosperity, contentment, and celebration. What I feel as though this is talking about is those visions that you'll be getting this week in your pineal gland there, in your third eye. And when you link in and move out of the way of yourself, of your old belief systems, you'll find that these opportunities that are coming your way are for your betterment. They're for your greatest good. They're here to serve you. So don't fear them. Just because you've had bad experiences in your past doesn't mean that you're going to have bad experiences moving forward. So trust the process there. Looking into the artwork of the card, we've got the color of orange moving into a red there as well. So orange is talking about the sacral chakra, which is just under the belly button there. This provides you with lots of energy. So when you are feeling a little bit depleted and maybe drained from other people's energy, or the people taking from you, then this is where you can call upon and tune into that chakra in order to manifest that energy to get you moving and give you that kick up the back end to get you moving in your life this week there. The color of red also to me, well, actually I've been told to go back to orange. It's talking about vitamins, vitamin C. It's talking about vitamins and minerals. And if you're not doing it already, you should be introducing more vitamins and minerals into your daily diet, as this is going to keep you buoyant. Moving into the color of red, it's talking about you being more present, being more grounded. It's telling you to stop, pause, stop, take a minute, reflect. Don't let yourself be overwhelmed there. Also, it's also telling you not to make any hasty decisions, like we were saying earlier, to let those inspirations, communications permeate with you, so that then you can work from your true authentic self. So looking into the artwork, we've got these we've got these masculine energies there. They look very playful, don't they? So the masculine energy is talking about you organizing. It's talking about you taking that leadership role and maybe also relaxing, looking at the body language of these two masculine energies there. It's talking about being more playful, being more flexible with your life there, and also allowing the energy to move through you rather than resisting these changes there. Also, with there being two masculine energies, I've got the angel number of number 2 for you to go and research, as I feel that is very prominent for you at this moment in time. I'm also been told your counterpart is making an appearance, so I feel as though this is talking about your better half, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're not. There's something about a connection being established and also being flourishing as well. So if you are in a relationship or not, I just feel as though there's going to be this counterpart that's going to be coming in there. Also, looking into the artwork of the card, we've got this platform that these two gentlemen are performing on there as well. So a platform is talking about, I feel as though it's talking about social media. It's also talking about you actually being more prominent and actually being recognized. We said it earlier about for the work that you're doing, and also people are going to recognize that in you. And so don't be coy, don't be embarrassed, don't be shy. Accept the gratitude that's coming your way for all of the hard work that you have been doing there as well. We also have there's 4 poles there, 4 corners, which we've mentioned before. So that's telling you not to box yourself in, but also make sure that you're preparing and you're looking at all angles. So that's what I picked up for this week's energy forecast reading. I hope that aligns with you. Thank you for hearting, liking, commenting and sharing. If you would like to support and help the work that I do, I have got a buy me a coffee link, which is a virtual tip jar above or below this video. So all of your generous donations will be gratefully received and used in accordance with the spiritual work that I do to help people raise their consciousness and ascend. If you're wanting any of my services, you can go over to my website, www.glenboddicespiritualmedium.com, or find me on Facebook, Glenn Boddice Spiritual Medium. Join me every Monday, 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time with my radio show From Beyond with Glenn Boddice, talking about all things spiritual, paranormal and self-help. And that's on www.pulsetalkradio.com. Have a fantastic week, everybody. Bye for now. Well, it sounds like we're all set for a very interesting week this week, doesn't it, by the sounds of things? And interesting to hear about those aches and pains that we may feel in our physical body. And actually the reason behind that is a purging, a releasement of some of these old belief systems, these old stubborn energies that are stopping us from flowing. So, yeah, observe everybody and just take note. It sounds like we're in for a very prosperous and evolutionary week this week. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this week's show with all the information. Again, brought forward from spirit and inspired from spirit. So I always feel very blessed and grateful that they allow that information to come through in this format so that you can also share and embrace some of those wisdoms and teachings there from the world of spirit. Can I also extend that invitation for anybody that has any stories of a paranormal nature or self-help or any spiritual questions that they would like to ask? Then please do get in contact with me by going over to my website, www.glenboddicespiritualmedium.com, or you can email me at glennboddice@live.co.uk. It would be fantastic to hear from you and also maybe answer some of those queries or questions that you have. And if you feel that you're comfortable for me to read out some of your encounters or stories or experiences, then please do put that in your communications. It would be fantastic to hear from you and communicate with you very, very soon. Anyway, whatever it is you're up to this week, I hope you have a fantastic week and make sure that you're making time for you to reflect and rejuvenate your own vibration there. So you can join me the same place, same time next Monday, 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, or with this very show From Beyond with Glenn Boddice on www.pulsetalkradio.com. Have a great week, everybody. Shine your light, and I will see you all very soon. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to From Beyond. For more information, about what products and services Glenn provides, go to glennboddice spiritualmedium.com.